talk about some WAN technologies. In this lesson, we're going to review some of the media and technologies that are used to create a WAN connection. Now, it used to be that your only option to build a WAN connection was to use a modem and go through the public telephone network. This was really slow. Remember, with a modem, we were limited to around 56 kilobits per second, which really isn't fast enough to do any kind of work. Luckily, we have a lot more options today, some of which are extremely fast. First, let's look at the T-carrier system. The T-carrier system isn't really new at all. It's actually pretty old. It was first introduced back in the 60s by some of the major American telephone companies. It's still widely used in the US today because it works so well. Unlike a modem, the T-carrier system is completely digital. It uses two pairs or four wires of copper cable. One pair of these wires is used for transmitting data, and the other pair is used for reception. Because the T-carrier system is completely digital, you can mix both voice and data communications on these two pairs of copper wiring. A T-carrier connection is implemented usually within 100-ohm twisted pair cabling, but it uses a special type of twisted pair. It's not UTP. Instead, it's called individually shielded twisted pair cabling. The shielded twisted pair that we use for LAN networking is encased within a shield or insulator inside the cable. That's not the case with T-carrier cable. Instead of having one insulator going around the entire cable bundle, each individual wire has its own individual insulation or shield. There are several different specifications within the T-carrier system that we need to review. The first one is called a T1 line. A T1 line is composed of 24 multiplexed channels on these two pair of copper wires. Remember, we said that we had two pair of wires, two for transmitting, two for receiving. That means you can transmit 24 multiplexed channels at a time to a destination network, or you can receive 24 multiplexed channels at the same time. And because the transmission and reception are done on two different pairs, you can transmit data at the same time as you're receiving data. Each of these 24 multiplex channels can each transfer data at a rate of 64 kilobits per second. If you do the math, multiply 24 times 64 kilobits per second, and you get a total bandwidth of 1.544 megabits per second. T1 was fast enough for a lot of organizations for a long time. However, in today's modern networking world, a total throughput of 1.544 megabits per second is probably going to be inadequate. The one advantage T1 has over other WAN technologies is the fact that you get the same bandwidth on your uplink connection as you do on your downlink connection. Now, many organizations still need faster connections than can be provided by a T1 line. Those organizations can use a T3 line. The T3 specification is also part of the T-carrier system, and it uses the same basic technology as a T1 connection. The key difference is that it provides many more channels. Instead of 24 channels, a T3 line provides 672 DS0 channels, each capable of transferring data at 64 kilobits per second. This is equivalent to 28 DS1 signals that are used with the T1 line. Together, these 672 DS0 channels are called the DS3 signal. Because of the number of channels, you get a much better throughput than the T1 line. A T3 line provides a bandwidth of 44.736 megabits per second. In addition to the T-carrier system, there's another carrier system that you need to be familiar with, called the E-carrier system. The E-carrier system is implemented in Europe and other places around the world. The T-carrier system is specific to only the United States and a handful of other countries. Most of the rest of the world uses the E-carrier system. Remember how we had a T1 line and a T3 line within the T-carrier system? The E-carrier system uses equivalent E1 and E3 lines. An E1 line uses 32 channels, each transferring data at 64 kilobits per second. You can see this much like a T1 line, it just has a few more channels. If you do the math, multiply 32 times 64 kilobits per second, you'll find that an E1 line provides a total throughput of around 2.047 megabits per second. There's also an E3 line in the E-carrier system. An E3 line uses 16 E1 signals. These 32 channels together form an E1 signal, just as we had a DS1 signal with the T-carrier system. 16 of these E1 signals together provide us with a total bandwidth of 34.368 megabits per second. As you get into the IT field, you'll probably find that most organizations employ some type of T-carrier in the United States or E-carrier in the rest of the world. In addition to understanding T and E carriers, you'll also need to be familiar with the optical carrier specifications when you're dealing with WANs. These specifications are used to define the type and throughput of fiber optic cabling that's used within a SONET. Now, SONET is an acronym that stands for Synchronous Optical Net. It's really just a series of standards that are used by the major telecommunication companies to provide high-speed WAN connections. Associated with SONET are several different optical carrier specification levels that you should be familiar with. The first one is called OC1. OC level 1 at 51.84 megabits per second is called the base rate. There are actually many more OC levels, and each level is a multiple of the original OC1 base rate. For example, OC3 transfers data at a rate of 155.52 megabits per second. If you do the math, you'll see that 3 from OC3 times the base rate of 51.84 provides a total throughput of 155.52 megabits per second. Likewise, OC12 transfers data at a rate of 622.08 megabits per second. That's 12 times the base OC1 rate. OC24 transfers data at 1.244 gigabits per second. OC48 transfers data at twice that speed, 2.488 gigabits per second. All the way down to OC768, which transfers data at 39.82 gigabits per second. Before we finish discussing optical WAN carriers, we need to review Dense Wavelength Division Multiplexing, or DWDM. DWDM is an important technology in modern fiber optic network. DWDM is a type of wavelength division multiplexing. It's a technology that uses multiplexing to combine multiple optical carrier signals onto a single fiber optic cable. At this point, you should already be familiar with the frequency division multiplexing that's used with copper wiring. By using different frequencies within the copper wiring, we can multiplex multiple signals onto the same copper wire. We can do exactly the same thing with fiber optic cable. However, in this case, it's done using different wavelengths or colors of laser light. For example, we can transmit one signal on this fiber optic cable using a longer wavelength ray of light, indicated by this red wave going through the fiber optic cable. We can also transmit additional data on the same fiber optic cable at the same time as this signal right here. We do this by transmitting that information on a different wavelength. In this example, we're transmitting another signal on the same fiber optic cable at the same time as this first signal, but we're transmitting it with a ray of light that has a much shorter wavelength. Because these two signals use different wavelengths of light, we're able to transmit multiple signals at the same time on the same cable. And this is really valuable. It enables you to transmit multiple signals on the same cable at the same time, and it allows you to enable bidirectional communications on the same cable length. In other words, you can send and receive on the same cable. Wavelength division multiplexing uses a multiplexer at the transmitter to join these signals together and transmit them through the network medium. And then it uses a demultiplexer at the receiving end to split that signal back out again into its separate signals. There are two different types of wavelength division multiplexing, coarse and dense. Coarse, or CWDM, coarse division wavelength multiplexing, is mostly used in fiber optic Ethernet networks. For example, 10G base LX4 uses coarse division wavelength multiplexing. There's a second type of wavelength division multiplexing called dense, or DWDM. Both DWDM and CWDM use WDM technology to transmit multiple light signals simultaneously on the same fiber optic cable. The difference is that DWDM can carry more fiber channels than CWDM. Because of that, DWDM is usually used on fiber optic backbones and long-distance data transmission lines. Another advantage of DWDM is the fact that the protocol isn't necessarily tied to the transmission speed. That means you can use DWDM with a variety of other WAN technologies like the IP protocol, Ethernet frames, ATM, and even SONET. All of these different technologies can be used with DWDM to give you transmission speeds from 100 megabits per second all the way up to 2.5 gigabits per second. Another major advantage of DWDM is that it can transmit different types of data at different data rates on the same channel at the same time. That's it for this lesson. In this lesson, we looked at a bunch of different technologies you can use to build a WAN connection. First, we looked at the T carrier and E carrier systems. Then we talked about the OC, or optical carrier levels. And then we ended by talking about wave division multiplexing. We looked at both dense and coarse wave division multiplane.